Hey everybody, welcome to week 4. We are now teaching from our homes, keeping the social distancing going on. I hope everybody is doing well. Um, so I want to go ahead and get started with the week 4 review. As far as me working from home, nothing's going to change. I'll be working my regular hours as I am now, and I'll be available for contact via email or through my phone. You can still call the university if you like, and if I'm on working hours, they'll transfer you over to my extension. So everything's just as normal. It's just where I'm working is a little bit different. So let's go ahead and get started with this week's review. Okay, so this week you're going to be reading chapters 15, 16, and 23. Chapter 15 is the patient as an individual. So we're going to look at how each person who presents to us in the medical office, or if you're medical billing, maybe on the phone, how each person comes to us with different circumstances and different situations. They come from different cultural backgrounds, different religious backgrounds. So we'll be talking about that. Chapter 16 is on the communication process, and if you've been attending the Kaiser Live, or if you've watched the Kaiser Live recording, which I know all of you have, then you'll know that this is one of my favorite chapters to teach, because it does communication affects everything in our lives. How we communicate with our significant others, or our spouses, or our family. It has also created a lot of problems within the world. Right now there's a lot of mixed messages coming out about COVID-19. What works, what doesn't work, who can get tested, who can't get tested. Again, good communication alleviates that, and we're going to talk about what that is. Chapter 23 is performance improvement and customer service. So we'll be looking at some of the different ways of improving our performance and what's involved with customer service. All right, so for your week 4 discussion, the first response, before I get into that, your discussions have been fairly good for the most part. Most of you have got this. Some of you are still not posting the required number of posts, and you're losing a lot of points because of it. Make sure that you're checking out back on a regular basis to see if another student has replied to your post, if I've replied to your post. If you're off track, I'm going to try to redirect you to the area that you need to be to get the information needed. All right, so the first question says review pages 335 through 336, which is about Maslow's hierarchy of needs. According to our text, what are the 5 levels of Maslow's hierarchy of needs? So first they want you to identify what Maslow thinks are the hierarchy of needs. And basically what that is Maslow believes that before you can move on to the next level of needs that you need in your life, and he believes them to be in a certain order, you have to meet the first level before you can move to the second level. You have to meet the second level before you move to the third level, and so on and so on. And so first list the way Maslow has them listed in your book. Then in your own words, I want you to list the order of your needs that mean most to you. Starting from the most important, which would be your level 1. And if you look at the pyramid in the textbook, level 1 is at the bottom, level 2 is the next, level 3 is the next important, and so or least important, you go up to the top. List examples of why you chose this order. So I want you to tell me in your own words what your order of needs are and why you place them in that order. And when I respond, I'm not judging, I'm not questioning, I'm just asking you to think about why you ordered it the way you did. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just trying to get you to think about why you ordered it the way you did, and to present to you the whole reason we do this exercise is to show you that everybody comes to the table with different needs based on their life experiences. That's all it is. Response 2. Review pages 515 through 517. and it says customer service, internal and external customers. So I need you to explain what internal customers are and external customers and why it's important to customer service. Identify the internal and external customers, like I just said. List several components that are used to determine the quality of care, which will be in your reading, and what are some of the aspects of quality improvement management, and that's also in your reading. Now, the one thing I will tell you that I will be looking for quality improvement, there are many aspects of quality improvement, but the two main ones that I want to see and I need to see is that you're always improving upon quality and that you are, while continuing to decrease the cost. That is very, very important. Okay, so and again, a lot of you are losing spelling and grammar points on this. I would suggest that you write your post in a Word document, turn on autocorrect if you need to. If you don't want to do that, then at least write it out, then do a spelling grammar check. I've added a video to the announcements on how to do that. And the spelling grammar check will not catch all your mistakes, but it'll catch the majority of them. Once you've corrected those mistakes, copy and paste your work into a discussion thread and then hit submit, and that'll keep you from losing a lot of the unnecessary points. Now, you have another written assignment this week. This written assignment does not need to be submitted to the OWL. However, I would suggest that you do submit it to the OWL so that they can look at it and improve upon your writing if need be. So here are the directions. You want to review the Thinking It Through green box, which can be found in your text on page 520. Reflect on the scenario and identify your feelings regarding its content. Now, what students typically do in this situation is that they read the Thinking It Through box, they've reviewed the scenario, they're trying to answer the 4 questions, but they're giving their opinion, which is fine, but it needs to relate back to your reading. Everything we do needs to relate back to your reading for me to know that you understood what you read and that you grasp the concept. So go back to your reading to answer these questions and then provide your thoughts on it as well. I suggest writing one short paragraph for each of the 4 questions so I know where you're at in your answer. And again, it needs to be written in a Word document and APA format, which means a separate title page, no abstract is needed, in-text citations in your body of your paper, and then a separate reference page that corresponds to the in-text citations in your paper. At minimum, textbook should be your reference and in-text citation. If you want to go out and find other resources, that's fine, but at minimum it needs to be your textbook because you're pulling the scenario from the textbook and you're talking about it. This is not your work, you're utilizing somebody else's, so you need to cite it and reference it. Your word count must be at least 250 words, but you can complete more, and most of you do. The assignment should be in your own words and use in-text citation when necessary. When you're done, you go up here to the written assignment. You should save your Word document where you know you can find it. Then you're going to come down, hit Browse My Computer or Browse Cloud Storage, depending on where you save it, and then you're going to attach your document and submit it. Excuse me. All right, final exam. The final exam will cover chapters 15, 16, and 23. There are 15 questions and you have 2 hours to complete the exam. You also have the post test, so don't forget to do the post test. It's 5% of your grade. It is a graded assignment, so do not forget to do that. And that is it. And I know you will all do well. If you have questions, as I've said before, please, please, please contact me. Via email is probably best because I check it more often. But if you need to contact me and talk to me, just call me. If not, email me and I can set up an appointment for us to talk. Again, any questions about this, please contact me. Have a great week and stay safe and stay healthy.